You see them, don't you? You see them two ponies sitting in the park or freaking at the farmer's market. You know what I'm talking about. The turquoise one with the white hair and the tan one with the candies as her cutie mark. What are their names? Lyra and BonBon? Freaking A, those two. You know, believe it or not, there's actually a way bigger story behind those two. You ever notice how close they are together? They're all very comfortable with one another. I'll tell you why they're so comfortable together, because there's a lot bigger backstory behind them that nobody wants to know about. They don't want anybody to know about, actually, because in the end, I'll tell you what it is. Government conspiracy. Now, what happened was, how I found out about this is when I went on my recent trip to Las Pegasus. And as I was in Las Pegasus, for the one time I decided to try and blend in with society, even though it's all corrupt and it's insane, I ended up going to one place that I knew nobody could bother me. And that was the desert. However, I was wrong on that part. And I ended up bumping into a man, or not a man, a freaking mare, freaking colt. Crazy Colt, I'll tell you that. Freaking standing out inside of the freaking desert, and I didn't even know what he was doing. So I asked him, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm looking for something." I'm like, "What are you looking for, man?" And he said, "I'm looking for Area Philly 1. Baffled, I said, "Why? What's Area Philly 1? And he told me it was a place where ponies experimented on crazy, otherworldly things, man. It was nuts." So I said, "Do you have any proof?" And he says, "Proof? I was one of the scientists. I even have pictures." He flips out pictures right in front of my face, and I was shocked. It freaked me out. And out of those pictures, he's like, "You want to see the craziest experiment of all?" And he shows me a picture, blueprints actually, of a new development of a secret weapon that they were making. An army, if you will. It would replace all of the Canterlot Royal Guard, and in fact, take over not only Equestria, not only the world, and corrupt it, but it would take over other worlds, man. It was intergalactic. So, he then tells me it was basically a human something. It was something. He said it was called a human, whichever it was, hybrid between a pony and this human, whatever they're called. And apparently what it would do is that it would make ponies not walk on 4 legs. Oh, no. It would make them walk on 2 legs. And they were like a combination between them. So it had like the body of a horse, but had this human-like physique, if you know what I mean. The code name for it was Anthro. Shocked me, man. So of course, I said, how would this affect our warfare, man? And he said that it's because they'd be superhuman, they'd be having the same abilities as a horse, same strength as a horse, same characteristics and abilities as what horses do, but at the same time be able to grab things with these things they called on their front hooves fingers, which allowed them to grab things at ease and pick them up. So of course, this would have given them the super strength ability and the ability to pick things up with the new called fingers would end up basically becoming the ultimate power weapon army. Now you're probably wondering, where does Lyra and BonBon come into this picture? I'll tell you why. Lyra was one of the experiments that went horribly wrong in that facility. That's right. She ended up actually being put in the test tube. But what ended up happening was that she ended up being turned into all pony and half human. And let me rephrase that. She told me it was the mind of a human put inside of the body of a pony. Have you ever noticed how she's sitting in the freaking farmer's market and the freaking benches while you look at BonBon, who's sitting laying next to her? You know what? Like how a regular pony should, but let me tell you, it's because she has the brain of a human and she doesn't want anybody to know about it. So, of course, because she was a freak mishap, they ended up locking her in a cell and they never did anything and they didn't want anybody to know about her. They didn't want anybody to know about the mistake. But you know who was put in charge to take care of her? Miss BonBon herself. That's right. BonBon ended up becoming her assistant in taking care of her. But then, out of taking care of her, she noticed that Lyra was actually extremely depressed and sad because she wanted to see the real world. With the mind of a human, she gained one thing that the other experiments didn't gain, and that was conscience. Conscience wanted her to explore things. She knew that there was a world out there beyond her four-walled place, man. So of course, feeling sorry for her, BonBon ended up realizing that there was more between them each other, because BonBon too wanted to escape the clutches of the government itself. So what did BonBon do? She ended up working together with Lyra and getting out of here. After they ended up discovering the way how to get out, her and BonBon broke out, changed their identities, and of course, even moving as far away from that place as they could. Before they left, they destroyed all of the army experiments because they knew it would be wrong, and they knew it would not only destroy their planet, but other planets as well. So when you think about it, Lyra and BonBon saved the freaking universe. Mind equals blown. So of course, when they escaped and went to Ponyville, they ended up discovering that through the hardships of reaching Ponyville, they ended up realizing that each other, they were more than just friends, and in fact, lovers. That's right. It was the perfect cover-up. How would anybody know about two ponies becoming female lovers with one another? It blew my mind to know that these ponies were not only living in my area, but living right next door to me, man. It blew my mind, and I never walked out of my freaking trailer park that day because I knew those people knew that I knew, and I knew that I didn't want to get caught by them. And that is how Lyra is a humanoid pony with the mind of a human, and BonBon is actually a secret scientist agent. This is crazy stuff, man.